classroom management. The moment the teacher enters the class, it's a 40-minute lecture. But before we start the lecture, I think as a teacher, because teacher doesn't have the responsibility of imparting the pedagogical part of it. It's necessary that we go down to the level of each and every child and just see whether the child is able to grasp the content or not. Generally, we as parents, all the stakeholders, we run after the IQ level of the children. So many times I discuss the same thing, that we need to cover some other parts as well. First of all, we need to see whether the child is there, present mentally or not. I mean, psychologically as a teacher, we need to know. And for that purpose, we have to customize the class. Like for example, how many types of learners are there? Broadly, if we classify, there are 3 types of learners. I would like to explain this thing with the help of an example. For example, if you buy a mobile phone or if you go to buy a car, there are 3 things. One is, you go through the manual, you read all the features of the car, and then you get impressed. And you make up your mind to buy the car or not. For example, you see what is the safety rating, how many airbags, and so many things we consider, right? There is another option. Some representative comes to you, and you can take the example of a mobile phone also. I tell you that this model is the best one, and immediately you get impressed just by listening to the features of that gadget, and you make up your mind to buy that phone. But there is another category of people, those who are not impressed that way, unless and until they don't see it for themselves. लाइव को उसको देखेंगे, then they see कि उसके अंदर क्या क्या फीचर्स हैं, जो फीचर्स बताए जा रहे हैं, whether they are of help to them, then they make up their mind. That means पहले वाला जो category थी, they just wholly rely on their auditory part. The other category, those people or those students, this is the same case with the students as well. They rely entirely on their visual part, whether the thing is appealing to their eyes or not. But there is another category also, like for example, you hear the features, you read about it, listen to it, but then you make up your mind to go for a test drive. Unless and until you don't take the test drive of the vehicle, you are not sure whether you want to buy it or not. So the same thing applies to the students of the class as well. The first category of the students, you might have seen that there are children in the class. The moment you write something on the board, automatically, immediately, they just get hooked onto the board. They start listening to you. That means whatever is there written on the board, their visual part is so strong that they get impressed. But there is another category, like I myself, if I say, I am the part of this category only. The thing which I hear, my auditory part is strong. Hear something, then I make up my mind whether the thing is logical or not. So there are children, those who listen to you, to the lecture, to the lesson that you are delivering, and then that thing that gets into their mind. But there is another category of the students. You must have seen that there are children in the class, especially the mother teachers, that there are students who don't sit at one place. They keep on moving from one place to the another. They don't listen to you, they don't look towards the board. But the moment you give them some toys, some puzzles and all, then they get involved. This category of the students, they are called as the kinesthetic learners. That means they are learning their skill. You know that we have 5 sense organs. So there are 3 categories. Some children, they listen to you. जब आप बोल रहे हैं तो वो बहुत keenly they will listen to you. There is another category जो बोर्ड पर जो लिखा है तो उसको पढ़कर समझ जाएंगे. लेकिन जो तीसरी कैटेगरी है, the tag this category कि ये बिल्कुल क्लास के शरारती बच्चे हैं, they don't listen to us at all. But let me tell you, उनकी प्रॉब्लम ऐसा नहीं है कि that they are anyway less intelligent or something or they are less IQ. Only thing is individual, but at least we can broadly categorize into three categories. And when we draft our lesson plan, I hope we write the learning outcomes also. What was the purpose of delivering the lesson and what ultimately was the learning outcome. So you need to see this thing also, that what are the pedagogical tools and techniques to be included so that our lesson can be emphatic. And at the end, like for example in Bloom's taxonomy also it is mentioned that it is not only the knowledge that has to be spread, that has to be delegated to others. Besides that, after we complete the chapter, what are the skills that the children they are able to acquire? Right? Again, coming to the previous point, like I said, all the stakeholders will keep on running after the IQ level of the students. But let me tell you, as a counselor, that there are 4 questions. One is the intelligence question. सभी को IQ का पता है, सबसे ज्यादा IQ जिसका था ये भी हिंट है. But let me tell you, academic part that accounts to it is a research by Harvard University कि आपकी जितनी भी डिग्रीज हैं लाइफ की वो आपकी ओवरऑल सक्सेस के लिए कितना काम करती है? ओनली 15%, 15%. The rest 85% that is accountable to your other skills. And most important out of that is your emotional question. What is emotional question? You must have heard about the word emotions. Emotions सभी को पता है क्या है? Emotional question is to understand our own emotions and to understand the emotions of the other person. School में शायद ये इतना important ना हो, but when we go to work and when we work within a team, that let me tell you that आप कितने भी intelligent हो, आपकी कितनी भी skills हो, but unless and until you are not able to gel well with the team, you will not no longer be sustained in the job. Job में sustain करने के लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी क्या है? और emotional होंगे जो response करना चाहेंगे, but they don't respond at well. Reason being they are not confident. The moment you point out somebody and you ask the answer, you will be surprised to know that the child is giving you the correct answer. So confidence has a vital role to play in life. Even if you don't know anything, that doesn't mean that I tell you that you go unprepared everywhere. But the thing is, you should have confidence on your capabilities. Now let me tell you, there is a very minor, a hairline difference between confidence and overconfidence. क्या difference है? Let me tell you with an example. मुझे आता है, this is confidence. पर सिर्फ मुझे आता है, this is overconfidence. So as a child, when we go into the class, we are supposed to groom, we are supposed to enhance the confidence level of the students. But yes, keeping in mind that the children, they don't become overconfident. Overconfident भी ना हो जाए. क्योंकि the moment they become overconfident, then the learning instinct will be gone. उनके अंदर learning ability जो है वो नहीं रहेगी. They will start questioning even you also. They will feel perhaps the teacher knows nothing. I know it all वाला जो attitude है वो नहीं आना चाहिए. Right? So apart from pedagogical questions, अपनी emotions पर काबू रखो. एक बड़ी important सी line है that we are hired because of your skills. आपकी जो भी degrees हैं, आपकी जो भी skills हैं, anyway you will get a job for that. But you are always fired for your attitude. आपको निकाला किसने जाएगा जॉब से? Because आपका जो attitude है वो ठीक नहीं. Right? And next, the important question that comes into play after Corona. अगर आपने कुछ messages you must have seen on social media sites, some messages they went viral. उसके अंदर एक बहुत important है. Always I quote in my sessions that there was an IIT alumnus. He along with his wife, he committed suicide. The whole family. Reason being, IIT, you know well that he must be coming in that top category of the students. IIT crack करना is not easy. है ना? उसने IIT crack किया. That means from the very beginning, he must have been a very studious child. You all agree to it? Intelligent ना हो और कभी IIT crack किया है. That means from the very beginning, he was used to getting Now it was an important thing for the psychologists all over the world to reckon the thing, to introspect about it. What went wrong? क्या गलत गया? गलती कहाँ पर हुई? He had a promising career. He was an IIT alumnus. He had a good wife, beautiful family. Then what went wrong? क्या गलत था? From the very beginning, उस बच्चे को ये आदत नहीं थी to face the adversity in life. It doesn't mean कि हम अपने बच्चों को तरसाएं किसी भी चीज के लिए, let me tell you, but yes, students and our children, they must know how to handle the adverse situations. और पहले मुझे किसी ने एक बात बोली थी कि जो बच्चे स्कूल को बंक करते हैं ना, वो लाइफ में कहीं ना कहीं आर वेरी सक्सेसफुल. आप उसका रीजन बता सकते हैं क्या नाम हो? क्या हो सकता है? इट इज ट्रू. Children, those who bunk the school, they have a completely different set of skills. Sonali, क्या रीजन होगा?
बाहर की दुनिया से हम ज्यादा पता होता है, कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं है, मतलब
कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं. आप इमेजिन कीजिए, जैसे अभी आपको मेंशन नहीं ऑफ द चाइल्ड, अभी कुछ दिन पहले किसी का ऐसी वक्त का कोई एक इट केम इनटू माय नोटिस. बट आप इमेजिन कीजिए, उस बच्चे को पता है 7:30 का स्कूल है, मैंने उस टाइम पर लाया होना है जब घर से वहां तक उस टाइम पर आना भी है स्कूल टाइम पे, और इससे पहले कि मुझे कोई देखे, विद इन दोज 5 minutes आई हैव टू लीव दैट प्लेस ऑल्सो. सो दैट मीन्स ही और शी इज लर्निंग टाइम मैनेजमेंट. Secondly, he or she must be bearing so much of pressure in his mind. उसके दिमाग पर प्रेशर कितना होगा कि मुझे कोई देख ना दे और मुझे इस जगह से जाना है और सारी सिचुएशन को मैनेज करके रखना है. दैट मीन्स कि वो वहां पर उसका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल भी काम करेगा. अनलेस एंड अनटिल वन इज नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट एनफ, ही कैन नॉट डू सच अ थिंग. तो दैट इज द रीजन की, और मुझे भी लगी बात थी कि उसने कितना एक रिस्क लिया, रिस्क टेकिंग कैपेबिलिटी. वी टॉक अबाउट 21st century skills. And let me tell you, 21st century skills में सॉफ्ट स्किल्स जिनको हम कहते हैं, वो आपकी एकेडमिक से भी कहीं ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. उसमें सबसे पहली क्या काउंट होती है? फर्स्ट वन इज योर कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल. समटाइम्स वी से दैट दिस चाइल्ड